Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Glad to be here.
So today we're digging into something quite remarkable in German politics, the election of Friedrich Merz as chancellor.
Right, May 6, 2025. But the real story, the reason for this deep dive, is that unprecedented hiccup.
That failure in the first vote.
Yeah, exactly.
So your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to really get what this means, the politics behind it, and, well, why it matters for Germany.
And our source is a news report covering the votes, the immediate fallout, the reactions.
Okay, so let's jump right in. The first vote failure, it's historic, isn't it?
Absolutely historic. I mean, Merz needed 316 votes, the so-called Chancellorship, a majority of all MPs.
And he got?
He got 310, with 307 voting against him.
Wow. And you compare that to, well, everyone before him.
Exactly. Adenauer right through to Schultz. 9 chancellors, all of them, every single one, got their majority in the first try.
So the report mentions the atmosphere in the Bundestag when the result was announced.
Oh, yeah. You can imagine. Just shock. Real drama, as the parliamentary president read it out. Nobody saw that coming.
A real cliffhanger. But, okay, he did eventually get elected in the second round.
It did. The second ballot worked. He secured 325 votes with 289 against.
And he acknowledged the trust placed in him then.
Yes, but those numbers, 325, they still tell a story, don't they?
They really do. Let's look at the coalition. His CDU, CSU, and the SPD. Together, they have, what, 328 seats?
328, that's right. So even in the second round where he won, he only got 325 votes.
Meaning 3 from his own coalition ranks still didn't vote for him?
Correct. But the first round is the real head-scratcher. He was short 6 votes, but the gap between his coalition's total seats, 328, and his actual vote, 310.
That's 18 votes. 18 politicians from the party supposedly backing him didn't vote for him.
Exactly. 18 dissenters in round 1. Why? That's the big question.
And the report offers some, well, speculation, right? No hard facts because of the secret ballot.
Right, it's all speculation. But the thinking is maybe some within the SPD were uncomfortable, perhaps with the tougher migration policies the CDU-CSU wants.
That makes sense. And maybe on the other side, some in Merz's own CDU.
Possibly. The report floats the idea they weren't happy about increased government debt, especially since Merz campaigned against it.
So promises made, promises maybe broken in their eyes.
Could be. But we don't know who these 18 were. The secret ballot protects them.
Which just adds to the, the intrigue and maybe the instability.
Definitely fuels it. The report described the initial reaction as just, well, disbelief in the chamber.
I bet. And did it mention outside reactions? Any political analysis?
Yeah, a former Green Party figure was quoted calling it a massive loss of authority for Merz right from the start.
Ouch. Not a great beginning.
Not ideal. But the SPD, according to the report, they regrouped quickly. They seemed pretty determined to get him elected in round 2.
To avoid more chaos, presumably?
Pretty much. To prevent, a deeper crisis or further instability, they needed a government in place.
Okay, and what about the opposition? The AfD, Alternative for Germany. How did they frame it?
Yes. The report says they saw it as a clear sign of weakness in the new coalition.
Predictable, maybe?
Maybe, but significant. They apparently believe this whole episode will drive voters towards them. The article even notes their poll numbers are already quite close to the CDU-CSU's.
So they smell blood in the water, essentially.
That seems to be the perspective reported, yes. They see an opportunity.
Interesting. And Merz's response, his immediate actions after finally getting elected?
Very swift, according to the report. He immediately planned trips, first to Paris, then Warsaw. Key European allies.
Mending fences, or maybe just reassuring them.
Probably reassuring them, showing stability. And then a meeting scheduled with U.S. President Trump.
Right, trying to project stability on the world stage after that shaky start at home.
Exactly. Damage control, perhaps. Stabilizing international perceptions seems to have been top priority.
Okay, so let's pull this together. This whole first vote failure, it's not just historical trivia. It really shines a light on
a pretty fractured political reality in Germany, wouldn't you say? Even though they formed a coalition.
Those 18 missing votes in round 1, and even the 3 missing in round 2, they point to some serious underlying tensions.
Disagreements on core policies, maybe. Migration, debt, fundamental stuff.
So here's the final thought you want to leave you with.
Considering this razor-thin majority, this completely unprecedented start, what does this actually imply?
Yeah, what does it suggest about the likely stability, the long-term effectiveness of this new German government?
Both in handling things at home, policy fights, and also its standing internationally. How solid is it, really?
Something for you to think about.